Hi everybody, welcome to Scoring the Players. We're first one of the season. I'm joined by Adam and Carl. Lads, you must be ecstatic over that win.
Massively, mate, massively. Absolutely over the moon.
Yeah,
Adam?
Brilliant. What a way to start the season. Absolutely bouncing with that.
It is. We've got a couple of voice notes to play on the last word later where Adam screamed the house down, which I've got a clip of that, Adam. You didn't know that. I'll play that later on the last word. Coming up a little bit later, we've got a group video. Brandon is joining us in the second video where we'll dissect the game and talk about incidents and link-ups with ASM and Jamal Lewis and so on. You'll see that later on. But today, we are Scoring the Players. Please let us know if you agree with it. I think I'll begin with Karl Darlow. I thought Darlow coming in he was all right. There was a couple of spells where he was coming for the ball. He looked a little bit shaky, but that's to be expected from the number 2 goalkeeper. But to be honest, the only time I can remember it was in the first half when Antonio forced him into a save. And from that, West Ham didn't really trouble him. So I'm going to give Karl Darlow a steady 7 out of 10. I don't think it was flash. Don't think he put anything massively wrong. A little bit shaky, but yeah, I'm going to go 7 out of 10 for Karl Darlow. Adam, what are you going to give Javier Manquillo?
Manquillo, for me, 8 out of 10. I thought he was solid at the back. He set up the first goal, or his cross, give Hendricks the header for the first goal. There was a couple of times in the second half when, well, I wouldn't say much pressure, but West Ham were pumping some balls into the blocks. He got his head in there. For a little lad, he's a cracking fullback. Because he's not that much of an exciting player, he doesn't get the credit he deserves. He never lets us down. Never ever lets us down in that black and white top. And I thought his spirit, his heart today, just class. Players like that sometimes are just there. They go around the game and they don't get the credit they deserve. I thought he was class again today.
I always ask everybody this: is he best right back?
At the minute, yeah, he's better than Joelinton. Have we got any more right backs?
Croft, if you class him as one.
Kraft. For me, Manquillo, Joelinton, then Kraft. Sorry, actually, I lie. I'd probably play Kraft ahead of Joelinton, actually. But Manquillo, yeah, definitely our best right back.
Carl, you've got the captain, Jamaal Lascelles.
Yeah, I think he was a solid 8 for me. Don't think he put a foot wrong at all. And also, it's quite similar to what you were talking about, Darlow. I don't really think he had too much to do other than clearing lines a little bit. But I thought he was solid. I can't really say that he put a foot wrong at all, mate. I thought he led the team well and solid 8 for me.
If I'm being a little bit picky, that chance by Antonio did lead by Lascelles. He was running out, wasn't he? Is that the only really negative to come out of his performance tonight?
Yeah, well, I'd probably agree with that. But I mean, the only Antonio bit I paid attention to was him having it out with Steve Agnew, to be honest. So.
Bruce didn't see it, did he?
No.
Do you reckon Agnew could have floored him?
I reckon he was up for it, mate. I thought he was going to at one point.
You would have seen another Pardew on the case as well.
Yeah.
Right, it looks like I've got Federico Fernandez, and I think I'm going to go along the same lines. 8 out of 10 for me, his first choice centre-back in terms of performance, form, ability. Lascelles will always get first choice because he's captain, but in terms of actually on the pitch, I think Fernandez didn't put a foot wrong, cleared his lines well, wasn't really tested, to be honest with you, even when Haller came on. He's a real leader, and I think Fernandez and Lascelles, for me, are the front two. Kieran Clark will probably feel a little bit hard done by, but those two are probably the first choice for me going into this season. Adam, you got the new boy.
I still trust Fernandez ahead of Lascelles. I think Fernandez looks a lot more steady than Lascelles, even in a tidy game like today. The first half, I thought Fernandez is much steadier than Lascelles.
Yeah, you can say he's played for Argentina for a reason. You've got the new boy, Adam. How did Jamal Lewis get on?
I thought he looked like he's been in that team for seasons. You'd never think that was his debut. You'd never think he'd never played with them 11 players before. He was involved in the last goal. His through ball to Carroll. I think it was Carroll. He was involved. He was trying to get forward. I thought the first half, him and Maximin looked dangerous. Second half, not so much, but he did his defensive duties. Just looked like, I mean, I've said to you, Lee, I've said to you on the chat, I was more excited about Lewis than I was anyone else. I think he's going to be an absolute quality signing for us. Like, I think but we still got better to see from him as well.
What are you going to give him?
Sorry, I'd give him an 8 as well.
An 8. How do you feel he got on with Allan Saint-Maximin, the link-up?
First half, brilliant. Second half, there wasn't so much. I thought Maximin had a quiet second half. But again, for his first game in a black and white shirt, I look forward to the future with him. Like,
the only criticism I'd have, and this is me being harsh, because I agree with everything you said. I think it was a couple of times, whether it was his fault or not, you know, it could have been Lascelles or Fernandez, but I think a couple of times in the first half he was dragged inside a little bit too much and then forcing Maximin to come back and play fullback. And they both got caught out with a couple of balls through the middle of the two of them. That was the only criticism I've got. That worried me a little bit, but I mean, that's just me being sceptical because it's first game of the season. That's me looking for a negative.
You've got to give us a positive at his debut. And Carl, you've got the next man, Jeff Hendricks, who was played over on the right-hand side. He got his debut goal. How do you thought he got on?
I'll give him 7.5. I thought his work rate was excellent. There was a couple of times where he's read the game well and been able to intercept a few passes in the first half where West Ham looked kind of lax. I thought him, Shelvey and Hayden, especially in the first half, I thought they absolutely bossed the midfield, to be honest. Obviously getting a goal as well. 7.5. So I'm really happy with what he's done today, and the fact that we've got him for next to nothing is nothing but positive as well. So yeah, thought he had a good game.
I thought the first half, I thought the game bypassed him a little bit because most of the play was coming down the other flank. But I think what you get with Hendricks, Carl, is that he's a workman-like player. Yeah. He's right midfield. I know he scored, which is brilliant. But is that his position, or when Fraser comes in, him and Allan Saint-Maximin, Fraser and Allan Saint-Maximin switch wings alternatively all the time?
Yeah, I was surprised that he was playing out there, to be honest. I thought that we were going with the lineup. I thought we were going to be lining up as like a 4-3-3 with him, Shelvey, and Hayden, and then obviously Maxi, Wilson, and Carroll up front in some sort of formation. I wasn't expecting him to be playing out on the right. I thought he did well to fill in today, but I can't see him playing there regularly, no.
Yeah, I think it's good for an away game if we need to grind out that result. I could see him playing, you know, like a Man City or a Man United away and ahead of like a luxury player, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
I'm going to have Jonjo Shelvey. Sorry, Adam, go on.
No, so it was a big call by Bruce for me playing Hendricks today. I think no fan would have said much if he stayed on the bench. I was very surprised he was playing, especially ahead of Almiron. So credit to Bruce, it worked for him. He got the winning goal. I'll give you man of the match. So
interesting, in man of the match. Wow, we'll come back. I don't think he will. I don't think many will not pick the striker who we'll talk about soon. But Jonjo Shelvey, I'm going to score him an 8 as well. Very much the dictator, especially probably the first 65 minutes or so. Loves to pick the ball out. He was picking out Carroll a few times. Carroll was a real threat with Shelvey. Obviously, the link up there. It'll be interesting to see if Shelvey can develop a partnership with how he developed with Gale, because obviously Gale likes to spin off, and Wilson kind of reminds me of that with his pace and off the ball movements. But yeah, Shelvey, a fantastic performance. He's a West Ham lad, of course, as well. He always does well. Scored at the ground last season, but picking those passes out, yeah, very, very good performance tonight. Jonjo Shelvey is an 8. And Adam, you've got his midfield partner. How did Isaac Hayden get on for you?
I'll give Isaac Hayden a 7 out of 10. Typical Isaac Hayden performance, didn't let us down. I'm a massive fan of his. I thought he was I don't think he could play his full game because he got an early yellow card first 10 minutes, if that, which I thought was quite harsh given it was his first tackle. I think because Carroll went in pretty hard, it's the second hard tackle we did, the referee felt he had to book him, but give West Ham a lot in the first half. You know, Saint-Maximin was fouled about 15 times in the first half. But Hayden just broke the play up all the time. All them tackles, winning them. I might be being harsh giving him a 7, to be fair, but, you know.
Don't worry, we've got a lot of Hayden lovers in the comments.
But
you will get a few.
Well, he's to be fair, he's probably the first name in the team sheet. Made it. He's quality.
I don't know what's happening with Carl's lighting, but he's got all funky.
Yeah, I'm going to have to plug it in somewhere else. It's doing my head in. This is on and off, on and off.
Don't worry, we haven't got many to rattle through. You've got ASM, Allan Saint-Maximin. How do you get on?
This is a difficult one. I'm going to give him a 7, and that people might think that's a bit harsh, but it's not his own fault. I think West Ham did well in a way to keep him out of the game or keep him from being effective, because he was just being hammered left, right, and centre, wasn't he? To be fair, I've really felt for him. I think the first half he probably held on to the ball a little bit too long at times, I thought. But again, you know, he's in typical self, but just wasn't allowed to play because I thought West Ham kind of dealt with him effectively, if that makes sense. But it was no fault of his own.
I'll tell you what I did like. I touched upon with Jamaal Lewis that Allan Saint-Maximin was going in, which allowed Jamal Lewis to get down that byline, which we really haven't had for a long time. I know people might say Jetro Williams had a good link up, but Dummett's very defensive. Dummett will never do that, and I enjoyed that. So that's something, a partnership, which we'll talk more about in the group chat.
Yeah, they overlapped quite well, didn't they?
They did indeed. It looks like I've got the it's landed on me for Callum Wilson. Unfortunately, lads, I thought it was sensational. I don't think it's a 10 out of 10 performance because I reckon he could have done a little bit better with some of the chances that he had. But let's talk about chances. We're creating chances, and we didn't do that as a team. We normally sit back and we'll play 10 men against Burnley and everything and try and grind out a draw, but we're very attacking tonight, in particular the first 65, 70 minutes. Wilson all over the place looks so different with him in the side. I've got to give him a 9 out of 10. Debut goal, he made us look so different. Joelinton cannot even do the basics with movement, mobility, the instinct around the box, which people might say Dwight Gale has it. So those two are probably going to be compared a lot, Wilson and Gale. Wilson's a higher level, don't get me wrong, but they're very similar type of players. But yeah, very, very impressed with Callum Wilson. Fantastic to get his debut goal, which is what you want. Get that monkey off your back. I've got to give him a 9 out of 10. Are you going to disagree on that?
No, I think what you said, like, I hate bashing Joelinton because obviously we all want him to do well and he had a bad season last season. But I think tonight really pointed out how much of a striker he really isn't, because Callum Wilson and both Andy Carroll were dropping into that space between Shelvey and Hayden, looking to come and get the ball, then, you know, popping it off and making those runs. Joelinton hasn't done that all season at all. So I think it just proved tonight that he really isn't going to be a striker at the club, personally.
Well, he was brought. We'll touch about Joelinton shortly because he was brought on to play out wide. Andy Carroll, Adam, who I thought had a great game.
I thought he was fantastic. His work rate, his holding up the ball, winning challenge after challenge. 9 for me, Lee. Very impressed with him and Wilson together. I was surprised to see them both. I didn't think Carroll would start today. And he got 90 minutes. Absolutely class. I said on the black and white show last week or the week before, Andy Carroll will score goals. He will cause problems if he keeps fit. If we can keep that Andy Carroll all season, I'm telling you, teams need to watch out because he is an absolute player on his day. The first 20 seconds, he put his impact on the game. He showed West Ham defenders, look, you're not going to be fucking around with me. And he was absolutely class. Like, there was Kevin Nolan didn't seem very happy about that, but Kevin Nolan's done plenty of them. Kevin Nolan's done plenty of them in his day, so he nick off. But no, I thought he was class. If Andy Carroll can stay fit, I really look forward to seeing him and Wilson. Like,
be interesting. We'll talk again more about in the video later about the partnership that we could see those two potentially have. So 9 out of 10 for Andy Carroll. Unfortunately, Carl, you've got the first substitute, which has landed on you. Joelinton, did he get involved? What you scoring him?
I mean, he didn't give the ball away, did he?
That's a positive.
I had that nice little Cruyff turn in the corner as well when him and Shelvey were trying to shield the ball. It's a 6, I suppose. Yeah, can't really give him anything.
Yeah, a 6 out of 10 for Joelinton. Came on just to basically protect Allan Saint-Maximin, wind the clock down. Scored the second goal straight away. Happy days. Yeah, 6 out of 10 for the Brazilian. Miguel Almiron didn't, as obviously Adams touched upon, got left out the side. I I don't think it's fair to give him a rating because he was only given, what, 6-7 minutes? So I think it's hard to be rating. I think he should have done better, mind, when he was in on goal.
Yeah, it was a good chance for that.
Yeah, he looked a bit gingerly, didn't he, when he was trying to take a shot? But yeah,
set Hendricks up.
Yeah, 6-7 minutes. Yeah, spot on. But I'm going to give him a non-pick because I didn't get enough minutes. And the last one is Steve Bruce. Well, so Longstaff as well. I think we can all agree non-applicable again. Didn't get hardly any minutes.
Yeah.
Agree on that. Yeah. Steve Bruce. Let's move on to Steve Bruce. We'll all give an individual rating and we'll try and come together. Now, I know it's going to be hard for some people to praise Steve Bruce, but I think he does deserve some praise tonight. Look, we've got 3 points, 2-0 win at West Ham. I'm going to start with you, Adam. What are you scoring, Steve Bruce, and what?
It's got to be an 8 today. Definitely some surprises in the team. I definitely didn't see him leaving Almiron out. I definitely didn't see Hendricks start. And his changes seemed to make sense. He brought Almiron on at the right time. I thought, although we didn't give Almiron a rating, I thought when he came on, it was something else for West Ham to think about. Whether he did it, whether he was great or not. But he certainly seemed to cause West Ham a problem when he came on. But Bruce decided to bring him on a bit late, which was great. Given Andy, he showed faith in Andy Carroll. He could have easily brought Andy Carroll off after 60 minutes, worried about his injury. He's seen something in him. We've put on the socials this week are people behind Bruce, and there's a lot more fans getting behind Steve Bruce now than they ever have. Am I his biggest fan? Not really, but if he keeps proving me wrong like he did today, well, I'll happily eat humble pie. So an 8 for me.
8. Carl, what are you going with?
Honestly, I feel like I'm in a twilight zone.
All
this positivity that's been surrounding the club, and I'm like Adam. I've never been his biggest fan, but I've got to give him a 10. I don't know what he's done wrong today. I can't point out anything he's done wrong today. Obviously, we're all surprised by some of the decisions he's made, but it's come out. We've got a 2-0 win away at West Ham against a half decent side. And arguably, on paper, you could say with the likes of Yarmolenko, they've got some stronger players than we have. And we just look like we played them off the park today. I don't even think it was about West Ham being bad. I thought we played so well that they couldn't get into the game. And all I can put that down to is Bruce's tactics. So we're going to give him a 10.
Carl, I've got to agree with you. Sorry, Adam. Are you going to get outvoted here? We're going. It's good that you're getting outvoted, though, Adam. It's good. We won tonight. But I have to echo what Carl says. If you say that you win 2-0 from West Ham, oh, you're lucky. Nah, I think we're fully deserved it tonight. I think Bruce surprised we're all by the lineup and the formation because none of us seen that coming. But the way we played, again, for 65, 70 minutes, we were brilliant. We dominated and we deserved to win that. I think you've got to give Bruce the full marks tonight, whether you're a fan of Almiron not starting or what have you. Overall pictures, 3 points, clean sheet, dominate the game, and we're off to a flyer, which we haven't done for a long time. I think I've seen the start of 4 in a row we've lost on the start of the season. Not many, but sorry, Adam, you're getting outvoted for that one. So we're going to give Bruce a 10 out of 10. We want to know what your ratings are. Of course, we'll read your comments a little bit later once the video is obviously up. Let us know what you think. Who was your man of the match? I think that's pretty obvious. It's going to be between Wilson, the goal scorer, and Carroll, I would have thought, judging by what we've rated everybody. But yeah, stay tuned for later on tonight because we've got a group chat talking about all the game. And of course, we've got the last word. Right, lads, thanks very much. Go and celebrate. Carl, I don't know what you're up to tonight. You're looking funky, but thank you very much, everybody. Take care. Ta-ra, bye-bye.